Welcome to Historical World. In this video we are going to explore Lake Tahoe. Let's get started. Lake Tahoe is a large freshwater lake in the Sierra Nevada mountains, straddling the border of California and Nevada. It's known for its beaches and ski resorts. On the southwest shore, Emerald Bay State Park contains the 1929 Nordic-style mansion Vikings home. Lake Tahoe is over 2 million years old. It's older than most other lakes in the world. Back when, a fault line on the continental and oceanic plates dropped like a freefall ride, creating the Lake Tahoe Basin and the surrounding Sierra Nevada and Carson mountain ranges. More tectonic destruction took place when the glaciers scoured out the basin, then a volcano erupted, creating a natural dam for what is now the lake. Lake Tahoe is over a mile high. They call Denver the Mile High City, but Lake Tahoe is even higher. The lake sits at 6,225 feet, which is 1.15 of a mile. The surrounding mountain peaks top out at nearly 11,000 feet. Lake Tahoe is deeper than the Empire State Building is tall because of that 2-million-year-old routing. A very deep lake was created in the basin. Lake Tahoe is 1,645 feet deep, compared to a height of 1,454 for the Empire State Building. The depth means that, despite the chill, the lake never completely freezes. The water is pretty dang cold. Lake Tahoe is a popular summer destination, but it's a true fact of Lake Tahoe that the water is very chilly. Surface temperatures on the lake can be as cold as the low 40s in the winter, and it heats up to a blazing 65 feet in the summer. To compare, the water temps around Iceland in the summer are 52 feet and the Caribbean is always a balmy 80. Lake Tahoe has an outlet, but most of the water evaporates. The Truckee River is Lake Tahoe's only outlet, flowing northeast to Pyramid Lake. But the Truckee River only drains about 1/3 of Tahoe's water, and the rest comes from surface evaporation. That evaporation accounts for 330 million gallons a day of water per day, which is enough to supply 3,900,000 households. Lake Tahoe's water is super pure. The water has been tested as 99.994% pure, which is cleaner than most commercially distilled water. In fact, water suppliers who draw from deep within the lake aren't even required to filter it before delivering the water to local customers. Take that, Evian. The lake has an insanely beautiful blue color. The previous fact about Lake Tahoe is actually what contributes to its lovely blue color. Water as pure as Tahoe will absorb red light on the color spectrum. When clear skies shine on the lake, the red is absorbed, leaving a clear blue color. That said, Emerald Bay, East Side, and Emerald Cove, West Side, are so named for a reason. Lake Tahoe's circumference is 72 miles, which is large, but not so large that you can't easily drive it on one day, using this guide for a scenic drive around Lake Tahoe. The lake had many other names before the official Tahoe designation. Tahoe has had a crazy number of nicknames. For starters, Captain Fremont's westward expedition first spotted the lake in 1844, calling it Bonpland. However, Fremont's cartographer called it Mountain Lake. More confusion was sown when another map labeled it as Mahion and yet another called it Big Truckee Lake. The Washoe Native Americans were here first. It's appropriate that the lake's name acknowledges the Washoe. For thousands of years, they used the lake as their sacred summering grounds. White settlement began in the 1850s and the discovery of gold in 1859 sped it up. Tahoe's deadly Donner Pass spurred the development of the railroad. Many a pioneer perished trying to drive their wagon trains over Donner Pass. In 1846, 87 people tried to make the pass. However, they started too late in the season and they got snowed in, resulting in 42 deaths. The Transcontinental Railroad was built at Donner in 1868. The railroad was a critical infrastructure investment that cut through the mountains, connecting California with the rest of the United States. It sped up the white settlement of California and fed the state with a massive migration of people during the gold rush. Lake Tahoe is full of national forest and state parks. While there is private land in Tahoe, the U.S. Forest Service and state agencies manage almost 90% of the land area. There are 3 different Forest Service jurisdictions and 11 state parks in the region. There are an estimated 17 million trees in the basin. Jeffrey pines are the predominant tree, but you can also find lodgepole pine, sugar pine, incense cedar, and white and red fir. Tahoe now receives 15 million visitors a year. D.L. Bliss got the ball rolling, and over the past century, Tahoe has really taken off. To put those visitor numbers in perspective, the whole Tahoe Basin has only 55,000 year-round residents. The 1960 Winter Olympics put Tahoe on the map. Lake Tahoe was a popular summer destination as far back as the 1920s. Winter skiing started in 1949 at what is now Sierra at Tahoe. But it was the 1960 Winter Olympics that put Lake Tahoe on the map as a winter destination. An entire tourism enterprise sprung up around the Olympics. There are 23 ski areas in Lake Tahoe. Another fun fact about Lake Tahoe is the sheer profusion of winter sports. The 12 downhill resorts offer 700 downhill ski runs, and the 11 Nordic ski areas have 480 miles of trails. An 8-toed hermit lived on an island in the lake. Eccentric caretaker Dick Barter was tasked with keeping an eye on a summer villa owned by Ben Holliday Jr. He spent his winters hunkered down on Fanet Island, which is just 200 yards from the shore in Emerald Bay. Thank you for watching.